Okay, these are the oats, right? Hi, I'm Linda Jean Luca from hisandherbs.com. We're proud distributors of Nature Sunshine products, but we also are very excited that we have the opportunity to go into our customers' homes to offer them healthy and delicious cooking classes. One of my goals in life is to help people understand that it's possible to enjoy foods that are really good for you and taste fabulous without making yourself sick or bloated or uncomfortable. So today I'm excited because my daughter AJ is home. She didn't have to work today and she's hanging in the kitchen with Mom. And one of the things that she loves most of all that I make is my granola, right? Is that one of your favorite things? Can you tell our friends some of the things that you do with the granola that we make?
I love to put it in yogurt in the morning. It's a really quick breakfast on the go. I also put it in cereal. Sometimes I just snack on the granola plain because, as you'll see, it has a lot of protein and it's a little bit sweet and crunchy, and I like it in desserts too.
Yeah, like we like to buy soy ice cream that's sweetened with fruit or coconut ice cream that's sweetened with coconut sugar, and we can make really lovely parfaits if we layer a little bit of organic almond butter or peanut butter with some of the ice cream and some of the granola. We put some organic raisins on top. We do a lot of fun things. So today I just wanted to teach AJ and you how to make this basic granola. It's very easy, it's very quick. So here we go. First thing, you want to go to the health food store or a Whole Foods Market or any store that sells whole grains and buy organic rolled oats. Please make sure they're organic, and you want the rolled oats because that's the whole grain oat. So this is probably about 2 pounds, and I'm going to use the whole thing because I'm making a big batch. Just want to get rid of this. Okay, so we want to add a tiny little bit of Himalayan salt just to bring out the flavors of everything we're doing. And we want to add a little bit of cinnamon, excuse me. Okay, forgot about the cinnamon earlier. Cinnamon, don't even measure. It's really good for you. It's good to help stabilize the blood sugar. This is probably at least a teaspoon, maybe more, of a really good quality cinnamon. Organic if you can. This one's organic.
Where did you get that?
I got this at Whole Foods. Okay. But other stores, especially specialty stores and health food stores, do carry organic cinnamon. This is ground cinnamon. This is really a delicious one. It comes from Vietnam. It's really good. And one of the other things that it's important for us to do is we're going to add some liquids that are going to help this be gooey, and that's what makes the crunch. We're going to add oil. So I like to use extra virgin organic coconut oil. I buy this at Trader Joe's, but you can find this at a lot of local specialty stores. So what I did is I just very lightly melted it because I want it to be liquid. And I'm going to pour that on top. And then I'm using pure maple syrup. If you decide to use maple syrup, grade A or grade B won't really matter so much, but it has to be pure maple syrup. You don't want anything that's cut with any other kind of sweetener, and you don't want anything that's been watered down. So this is just pure maple syrup. And for 2 pounds of oats, I'm using maybe half to 3/4 of a cup of maple syrup. I'm Italian and I don't measure anything.
When you mix it, you'll know if it's too wet or too dry, right?
Yes, you will.
You can adjust it.
Right.
Okay.
So if it's too wet, you could add more oats. If it's too dry, you can add a little bit more of the liquid, either a little more oil or a little bit more maple syrup. That will work. So we want something that's going to help these liquids bind to the oats, because that's what's going to give us that crunch that we really enjoy. It makes the oatmeal more fun to eat. But some of the recipes that I've seen in the past use flour, like a whole wheat flour or an oat flour or something like that. The version that we're making today is going to be gluten-free. So I prefer to use seeds that are ground instead of flour. So these are just organic flax seeds. This little thingy, it's a Black & Decker device. I think I paid about $15 for it at Walmart. And I'll show everybody how to use this just in case they're unfamiliar with it. Just put the seeds in there and you grind them. And it
What's that called?
This is called Black & Decker Smart Grind. But I've seen other brands that make these. People who have one of those funky blenders like a Vitamix, you wouldn't even need this toy. You could do it right in your Vitamix. I don't have a Vitamix. So just whiz this around for maybe about 30 seconds, and it's going to grind those organic flax seeds into a fine powder. So I'm going to use that instead of flour. Flax seeds are very high in protein, very high in calcium, very high in iron, and super duper high in the omegas that are very important. We all need the essential fatty acids every day. So I'm just going to put some of this on. This is about maybe 2 tablespoons of organic flax seeds. Now, I want to add more protein, and I want to add more calcium, and I want to add more fiber, and this is a very high quality protein powder. I bought this one at Whole Foods, but Nature's Sunshine has one called Love and Peas. It's on our website, so for those of you who don't have another protein powder that you like, Love and Peas is vegan. This one is vegan also, because everything we cook in our home is vegan. So I'm not even going to measure this. I'm just going to pour some on. That's probably a quarter of a cup. So now what we want to do is just mix this. And you'll see that everything is starting to kind of get wet, which is what we want. The oil and the maple syrup are causing this to come together. They're causing the oats to soften. Slightly though, because we don't want soggy oats, so you want to make sure you don't want too much liquid in here. Now, I am always looking for ways to teach people how to add high quality proteins to their diet. We need high quality proteins at every meal, so that's 3 meals a day. Plus we need a high quality protein every 2 to 3 hours during the day as a tiny snack. 20 almonds or cashews or walnuts, just enough, some pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, some beans, just chickpeas right out of the can, organic chickpeas, just rinse them, strain them, and then just keep them in a plastic container. You know how you did that at your apartment, and we do it here, so we can snack on them during the day. But with this granola, we want to pack in tons of protein, so I'm also going to add some chopped cashews, and I'm adding some chopped almonds. These are raw cashews, and they're dry roasted almonds. When you buy your nuts and you buy your seeds, go for raw. You want nothing on them. You don't want to look at the front of the back where it says ingredient, where it says like cashews or almonds. You want to look in the back where it says ingredients : if you're buying almonds, it should just be almonds. If you're buying cashews, just cashews. Not cashews, salt, oil, sugar, and bologna. You just want the nuts. That's it. Okay? Because we want that protein, we want the calcium, we want the fiber, and all the other nutrients that are in the nuts are so valuable. So, now what do you think? Does this look liquid enough to you? Do you think we need to add a little bit more?
Well, maybe a little bit more so it makes big pieces.
Great. You don't know what that means yet. But
if you put more liquid, it makes big chunks. Sheets of it, and you can it's like bark, like you can break it off and just eat a chunk of it.
Right, it's fun.
As opposed to more of a just individual little, which is fine too, but I like the big pieces.
She likes the big pieces because they're more fun and more versatile. So I'm just going to add a little bit more maple syrup. So I'm going to stir this. Now, while we're talking, we should mention to our guests that we have the oven preheating to 350. That's an important component because you want to put this in a nice warm oven.
Shall I get the pan ready?
That would be great. That's right behind me. So we have taken a stainless steel cookie sheet and lined it with parchment paper. You could use wax paper, but we prefer, this is really a healthy type of parchment paper. It's unbleached, and we really prefer to use this type. I buy this at Whole Foods. Yeah, but I've seen this in other stores. So it's kind of eco-friendly, better than wax paper because it's not going to bleed that kind of waxy stuff. So we just lined the cookie sheet. You'll see this is a very well used and well loved cookie sheet. We've lined it with parchment, and now I'm just going to turn this out onto the parchment. And as I do it, I'm going to make this kind of thick. If it seems like the amount you've made is too much for one pan, you can always do a second pan, which I actually may have to do. I think I'm just going to take a little bit of this off right now because you don't want it too high up on your pan. You want everything to toast very nicely because we are going to bake this. I'm going to take a little bit more out. Okay, so altogether I probably used about 1.5 pounds of the oats. All right, so here's the trick. Make sure it's very evenly distributed on the pan. Why is this important? Because, you tell me.
Because if it's not evenly distributed, some parts will be better baked or less baked.
Right.
You want it even.
Even, that's right. Okay, so once I get it very evenly distributed and I make sure it goes out to the end, see how this is kind of all flattened? I want to tamp it down with my big spoon. Again, we want chunks of this.
Right.
We want to be able to do a lot of different fun things with this. So, okay. this is ready to go. We're going to pop this in the oven, and we're setting the timer. Put it on the middle rack and set the timer for about 30 minutes. Your oven may be a little different, so you might want to start out with about maybe 20 minutes and check it in 20 minutes, but I would say 30 is probably good.
You'll smell it.
You'll smell it, right. As it's starting to bake, you get the smell of the cinnamon. That hits you first. The coconut oil comes through too, and it's really delicious. So, while that's in the oven, and we're waiting, we could be doing other things. You could do a manicure, you could cook the rest of your meal, you can make a salad, you could go throw a load of laundry in. This is a great meal for busy people because once you have this, it stores in a canister, a plastic container. You don't even need to refrigerate it. We go through a batch about every 2 weeks, and there are 3 of us eating it, so we eat it a lot, but again, it's a very versatile thing. So we want to show you the end result. Now this is the trick. When you have this in the oven for about 30 minutes and you go to check it, it's not going to feel completely dry, and it may be browning around the edges and it may be browning a little bit throughout, but the trick to this is after the 30 minutes, turn off the oven and let it sit in the oven that's been turned off. So there's going to be a continuation of that cooking process because the oven's so hot.
But it won't burn.
But it won't burn because burnt granola is really bitter and nasty. That's not a treat. Okay, so this is what it looks like when it's done. You're going to take it off the cookie sheet, and these are the chunks AJ's talking about. I have seen her just raid my pantry and go in and get a chunk of this and put it on a plate and snack on it.
With peanut butter.
With peanut butter, it's
protein.
fabulous. Make sure if you're doing peanut butter, it's organic peanut butter. Just peanuts. No oil, no salt, no sugar, no bologna. Just peanuts. It's good with almond butter too. That's my favorite. So we'll also get these little pieces. So what we tend to do is we break this up, we put it in a parfait dish and layer it with some kind of really good vegan, naturally sweetened ice cream, a little bit of organic peanut butter. You could put raisins, you could add nuts, you can make a little chocolate sauce if you want. That's for another lesson. But this is our treat. It's AJ's organic oatmeal. We hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions about our cooking classes, call me. The number's on the screen. We love you. God bless you. Thanks for meeting my little girl. Bye. Bye.